The restaurant lights were warm, but the seat across from her felt painfully cold. Aisha kept staring at the empty chair, her fingers tightening around the edge of the tablecloth as minutes turned into an hour. She knew deep down he wasn't coming back, he never did, but still, she waited. People around her whispered, some with pity, some with amusement, and every second felt like a slap. She inhaled sharply, swallowing her humiliation, just as a deep, steady voice behind her whispered, close enough for only her to hear, "He doesn't deserve you." She froze. That voice, calm, steady, rich with something she couldn't name. When she turned, she saw him, tall, impeccably dressed, with eyes that looked like they carried both storms and safety at once. She didn't know him, yet it felt like he knew her pain better than she did. He stepped closer, but respectfully. "If you sit here another minute," he said softly, "you'll start believing his absence says something about you." It doesn't. Something inside her cracked. Without knowing why, she let him pull out the chair opposite hers and sit. For the first time that evening, she didn't feel alone. His name was Rayyan. A man known to the world as a silent millionaire investor, but known to himself as someone who had lost too much to ever walk past another person's sadness. She didn't know his background yet, but she felt the warmth in his gaze overpowering the cold left behind by the man who abandoned her. As they talked, she felt her embarrassment slowly dissolving. He listened, not the way people pretend to, but fully, like every word she spoke mattered. He asked nothing intrusive, nothing heavy. Just simple things, her favorite food, the book she liked, what she dreamed of. She found herself laughing unexpectedly. It felt strange and safe, but when she reached home that night, the reality returned. She reminded herself he was a stranger, kind, yes, but someone who had stepped into a moment she wished had never happened. She told herself it meant nothing. She told herself he'd forget her. But destiny wasn't done. The next morning, she found a message, "I don't know why, but I feel you shouldn't start your day thinking you're easy to leave behind. You're not." Her heart raced. She didn't reply, but the message stayed with her all day. When they crossed paths again by coincidence at the cafe she visited before work, a strange comfort settled between them. Again he joined her. Again he spoke with that calm certainty. Again she felt herself healing without realizing. Days passed. Their accidental meetings didn't feel accidental anymore. Aisha found herself smiling at her phone, texting cautiously yet warmly. Rayyan was patient, gentle, and never crossed a line. He became the quiet presence she didn't know she needed. But chapter 1 of their story wasn't about love yet, it was about unlearning the belief that she wasn't worthy of someone staying, yet life tested her. Her ex returned arrogant. Apologetic in ways that sounded like manipulation more than remorse. He showed up at her workplace, claiming he missed her, that he lost track of time that night, that she overreacted. She froze, old fear rising. This was the chapter of her life where she always bent, always shrank, always accepted less. But now, she wasn't alone. Because Rayyan appeared behind her, calm, silent, but firm. Not interfering, just standing there, showing her she mattered. Her ex scoffed, "Who's he?" Aisha looked at Rayyan, then at the man who had belittled her for years. Her voice did not shake as she said, "Someone who knows how to treat me better without even trying." It was the first time she chose herself. The first time she walked away while someone supportive stood by her side, and that moment changed everything. Chapter 2 began not with romance, but with rebuilding. Rayyan told her something she didn't expect, that he too had been abandoned once, by someone he trusted deeply. That money didn't protect him from heartbreak. That success didn't save him from loneliness. She saw his vulnerabilities, and he saw her strength growing day by day. Their bond deepened slowly. Late-night conversations. Walks in the park where silence felt comfortable. Coffee dates where neither noticed time passing. He never rushed her, she never pretended. They were two broken pieces slowly realizing they fit together, but their biggest challenge came when Aisha discovered who he really was. A millionaire. A man whose photos appeared in business magazines. A man whose world was far removed from her simple life. She panicked, pulling away, terrified that he was too much and she was too little. He sensed her fear before she even spoke. "If my money scares you," he whispered, "then let me be poor around you. Because with you, I don't want to impress. I just want to exist." But insecurities aren't that easy to erase. She stopped replying. She avoided him for days, thinking she was doing the right thing, saving herself from being hurt again. But Rayyan wasn't like the man who left her at dinner. He showed up, not to demand, but to understand. He found her sitting alone on a bench, tears she didn't realize she was shedding falling silently. "You think you're not enough," he said quietly, sitting beside her. "But you were enough for me the moment you turned around that night, with eyes full of hurt and still carrying dignity." She broke. Not in weakness, but in release. He held her, not tightly, not possessively, but like someone holding a fragile truth they wanted to protect. Aisha finally spoke her fear. He finally spoke his truth. And slowly, the wall between them fell. Their story reached its final turning point when they returned to the same restaurant where she had been abandoned. Not as victims of the past, but as people who had rewritten their own worth. He didn't kneel with a ring, this wasn't that moment. Instead, he whispered in the exact same voice from the night they met, "He never deserved you. But you? You deserve a life where no seat across from you stays empty again." She smiled, soft, full, real, not because she had found a millionaire, but because she had found a man who showed her the part of herself she had forgotten. And so, their story didn't end with a dramatic confession or a glittering proposal. It ended with two people walking out of that restaurant together, side by step, writing a future built on healing, honesty, and the quiet certainty that the right person doesn't just enter your life, they stay.